Okay, so the idea was to come up with a unit plan where the unit plan would include assessment review and note review and um, collaboration from peers and teacher driven and student led and help from all avenues and possibilities. The technology that I would be using in this would be from using a MoveNote presentation, as you can see right here. That's about 6 minutes long, and I'll play it for you in a little bit. Also, a Google Slides presentation that the kids will have had access to once they click on um, their Google Classrooms. I could push it um, straight to their class, and they'll be able to see um, the Jeopardy assessment, which will have Units 1 and Units 2 review. You also have Unit 3 review, Unit 4 review as well, and HSA Government Review vocabulary using another assessment, which would be a quizlet vocabulary assessment. Okay, and again, all I would have to do is just basically push it to my students on Google Classroom. Okay, as you can see, which is a very cool tool. Just learned about this year, which with Google Classroom and the county being able to do this in Prince George's County, Maryland, where um, if you get this extension on your Google uh, extension, that you can basically share from your classroom without even having to go into the Google Classroom, and you could push everything that you do and everything that is set up straight into Google Classrooms. Okay. So next, this is how the Jeopardy game looks like. It was set up using there's a Jeopardy website called JeopardyLabs.com, and they use Google Slides and some use PowerPoints as well. So I set the students up into either 2 teams or 3 teams, depending on um, how many students I have in the class. One class has 18 students. One class has 35 students. So we start reviewing, and they click on one, and they look at the questions. They give them about 15 seconds to answer the question. They can collaborate into teams and talk it out and see if they get the correct answer. And they can use their phones uh, to to buzz themselves in. All right, and it goes on and on and on. They have 400. So the only downside to this is that um, there is no daily double. You know, so that's the only downside to that. So the kids really, really enjoy this, or had an opportunity to enjoy it, I should say. And it kills them when they see negative 400, but it gets real riveting when they got a chance to see they got real close in it. And the kicker is the incentive that I usually give them is like a bag of candy or snacks of their choice. All right, so that's that. And there's a Unit 3 one. As you can see, the political parties, lecture process, rights and responsibilities, and they get really into it and all. All right. Um, really kicks them in the butt when they get an easy question like this, and it kills them when they get it wrong and they start competitively knocking each other out. So this is why I kind of have them, get the Google Slides and they take it home with them and they review it, as much as they can, and they come back to class and go over it. Okay. So this is a unit one. So we start off with uh, units one and units two first. We do unit one game first, and usually run through the entire thing. And they take a little break, and you know they're we want to need to see where they are in their heads first. And I have to say with my 3A group, they're pretty good. That's my tag group, my science, my STEM group, my engineering group. They're pretty good. It's my 2B group, which is the struggling group. They're the ones who are special ed, 504, regular ed, probation, and emotionally disturbed group. They're the ones that struggled a lot with this. After, you know, maybe going through the 100s and the 200s and the 400s and different ones, you can really see them. They get kind of down because they couldn't get enough answers together. And even though the incentive is the candy, after a while you could see them basically going on their phones and just disinterested in it after a while. You know, so I have to start to think about you know what else can I think of doing with these students. Some don't even want to play the game, to be honest with you, even though you tell them this is all about reviewing. Okay. So, as I said, this is pushed on to students. I can push the game straight on to the students, and they can, follow along at home. I could flip classroom this as well, and at let's say 4, 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, we can play a game while they're at home, and they could be in teams at home, and we can still play the game. So it still works out. So, uh, and then this is the other assessment, Quizlet. Okay, I found it to be very cool website to use for assessments over the last 2, 3 years. Um, I have this government HSA review for students. Again, can be pushed to the students to the respective Google Classroom class. There's flashcards. Okay, and these are all the flashcards. This isn't all the vocabulary the students need to know, but it's enough for them to get themselves started. Okay, what I like to do is tell them is that not only do you should know the vocabulary, but you should also uh, add examples to the vocabulary. Okay, um, there's a learn area. Okay, speller and the tester. Okay, which is definitely good for these students. You know, usually if they do it at home, it's good for their practice at home. And when they come in, I like to have them do an online quiz when they come in, maybe as a warm up or as time before it's over. Okay. For my 504 special ed students, Speller is huge for them. They enjoy it. It helps them
Using
out.
actions or symbols in place of
Okay.
words.
They can use the replay
Using actions or
audio.
symbols in place of words.
Um, Flashcards have been helpful for 504 and SPED kids. The scatter has been helpful for them as well. Okay. So finally, as I said, um, this sparks off everything with the move note. Okay, with the move note is basically me speaking to the students either days or a couple days before, and just giving them like hints about just about everything. Okay, strategies and hints and um, how to somehow beat the edge to say, you know, essay tips and everything. So here's a little tidbit of information that you get from me.
Hey there, class. So as we get down to, once you start looking through it, you'll see that I broke it down for you all into Unit 1 and 2 put together, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I gave you all the things that you actually need to know, okay? Once you start looking through it, any highlighted information that you see, make sure that you add examples near the information, near the vocabulary, okay? Also, you should go onto Google Classroom and today's meet chat room, and I'll be highlighting information.
So that's just a little tidbit of what I do with Move Notes and the material for the students. Okay. I would say this. What I definitely needed to change was start off with a survey of what the students knew and didn't know. Okay. Shockingly enough, my students who in 504 SPED, there was so much information they did not know. We are basically moving at a crawl speed with them, and with only 5 days, 5 class days left to basically get them prepared for this test. I'm a little worried, you know. Um, I'd probably use more hands-on activities, more visuals with them than actual on the laptop Chromebook activities and mini assessments. And with my tag students, I'd use more um, drilling mini assessments. So I'd say with one group, will use more alternative assessments compared to the other group. I'd use more formal assessments. I would say that, but definitely I would start off with a a survey with both groups to see where their heads are at. Okay, and that's about it.